I think they're pretty much ready to go. We've got all of our players loaded up into the lobby currently, so we just have to load them into the track, and then we are going to be good to start the race, which I believe is happening right now.
All right, so it's going to be exciting. Again, if you guys are just joining us, this is a racing game here. And it's going to be very similar if you guys have ever played Mario Kart. So there's a lot of items you can pick up, a lot of different paths you can go. And we'll be seeing teams go, or players go, different directions. We kick off this first heat. There will be 8 total. Get points based on where you finish.
Yeah, trust me.
And we're going to hear that. This is going to be a great blue.
Great.
You're going to hear how intense this game is.
I'm going to get you.
All right, so starting it off, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be having our players launching in a second. Remember, the higher you're placing, the higher the number of points you're going to be able to get it will be. So we've got our players launching out now, and we're going to take a look at the race here.
Well, hopefully we get some sort of overlay telling us who is who here, because
Yeah,
we're kind of just like, all right, well, that player's doing well. See someone it looks like has dropped, unfortunately, as they're kicking off this first one. Obviously, there's difficulty based on maps that you are on.
Remember, we talked about this before, too. You can see the players using what are called the slipstreams right there. They're doing a great job of just rushing through the race currently. What they can do is basically, as they're gliding by those, when we got a player getting a nitro power up there, too, they're going to be able to just zip right through the entire track because of that. And we'll be seeing that player again. Unfortunately, we don't have identifiers for these players, so quite obviously, it's a little bit hard for us to call out who exactly is who here, but that player's going to be able to shoot ahead quite far because of the boost they just got.
And we're going to the final stages of the map here. As you can see them coming across. I call it map because I'm so used to casting in other games, but of the lap. Of the track. There we go. I got the word eventually.
Yeah.
As I push it across, we can see actually there's a big discrepancy in terms of like first place bound to last. But again, some players have different affinities with certain maps. They unfortunately do like other ones over the rest. I'm imagining this is definitely one of the maps that all players are not favoriting as their #1 map in the whole pool.
So we still got them launching through the Rubik's Cube portion of the map, as I'm going to be calling it right now. We've got the host of the races himself right there. Just still zipping through. Oh, and that's gonna be a mess up right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of time going to be lost here, missing out on the slipstreams. And very unfortunate for them, but at least they get a minimum of 3 points if they finish in last place. We go into, I guess, the multiple Rubik's Cube section, we'll call it now.
We've got our players finishing now, actually,
Yeah,
as they're coming across the finish line for this first race. So they're going to be able to move in, take control. And again, guys, unfortunately, we don't have. Oh, okay. Well, I can see the placings, but unfortunately, they're basically just the computer's names that they're currently on. So
can we have them play without headphones? So then, if you finish, you raise your hand, and we know who's first. Because that would be probably the best way to solve this. Even like the scoreboard you're seeing there doesn't have names. Desktop.
Might just be able to ask out who got first.
We know desktop SKB60RK. You know, really, that's my favorite in this one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job, desktop.
Well, so desktop is going to be the winner of our first race in the heat here. It's already concluded. Again, guys, we're working on getting the standings updated to the best of our capabilities. We'll try to update you guys at home about that as well.
I'm actually curious how the admins are going to sort who is who on that one. It's not just us. How are the admins going to figure out who got the 10 points? You know, well, that's why they're admins. That's why they're here.
Honestly, we might just have to ask the players at this point. What place did you get?
First.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're going to take a peek in their headsets to verify, you know. Just look for the highlight as you can
The thing is, I wouldn't want to do that because after, like, 7 races, that headset's going to be very sweaty, and I don't think I want to touch that with my face because I've played, Beat Saber through the Fire and Flames, good old Dragon Force,
yeah.
And I don't want to get near my headset for a couple days after I'm done with that.
Well, we got the nice fireworks at least. As, all of our players have now finished, I do believe, so they're going to be launching on across the course there. The observer's doing a great job of keeping an eye on that. But once again, guys, just to update, unfortunately, we don't have overlays for the players' actual names, so currently we're just waiting for our admins to update us on who won that first race, and as well, maybe we can get a bit of a standings update with regards to the positions of the rest of our players. But okay, while we are waiting for that, looks like we're either going back to the lobby, which is probably the more likely of the two, or we're going to the second race, I would say.
Yep. There we go. Second race. Okay, so ignore Heat 1. We're going to the second race. The thing is, I don't even know which character got first place anymore because when we got to the end, everyone was already there. That's the worst part.
We're just going to have to follow basically.
At least they're all wearing different avatars, you know?
That's very true.
That does help. If they're all wearing the same avatar and they're all named desktop, I think, It's probably the hardest game I've ever
we
cast
did
in my
actually
life.
end up, because you can have, if I remember serves me correctly, you can have the same character, but there's like different skins for the characters and stuff, so that might be the only limiter. But anyway, we've got our players launched out. This is one of the earlier maps in the game as well, so this is probably going to be one of the quicker ones that we'll see. And it's remaining quite competitive, at least until one of our players in the front there ran into some explosive barrels. That's going to be slowing him or her down quite a bit, but they'll continue onward anyways. It's a tight race here at the start as we pass one of the first checkpoints.
It comes down to when these items are picked up. The Nitrate Overdrive going to be a massive factor for these ones, as well as the Compressor Mine, which kind of just slows everyone down and makes it really difficult to turn and to move around, which again comes into your preparation of how well you know the map, where you can go, and where you can get around to actually, you know, ignore that item being thrown down.
And what you just saw there as well, around our big rock monster, you saw a green ore, and basically what that power-up does is there's a speed cap normally when you don't have that power-up, but when you have that green ore around you, it removes that speed cap, as you're seeing exactly right now. It basically allows you to go as fast as you can pump your arms.
Which in some people's cases is very, very fast there. As you can see that again, slowing people up, trying to go up the high ground here. In the meantime, some other players going a different direction again. And I like the use of the items as well, dropping them down to keep people away from you from the backside. But it looks like whoever Mr. Red, we'll just call him by color. How about that? Mr. Red, because he's got the red tail behind him. It's leading. And look at that, also take away multiple items, so preventing anyone. Just like a Mario Kart, you know, you try to eat as many of those as you possibly can, so you stop people from picking up items that can use to stop you.
They're going to continue the race onward here as we inch closer and closer towards the end of it. I'm pretty sure we're getting close to the end of the track here relatively soon. Yep, and there we go. There's the big castle.
Nitro at the end, too.
We've got the red-tailed player that's going to come in first. Blue tail, light blue tail anyways, in second. And we'll try to get our standings once we see the board in game.
I think it's just cyan. It's not light. I think it's just cyan. Oh, yeah. Or go sky blue. Okay, well, it looks like desktop SKB60RK won yet again. That's 2 heats for him. That's a big, or her. There's 20 points.
That might actually have been the same player coming in first.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I remember the serial code. Yeah.
You actually remember that serial code? Yeah. I'm impressed, to be honest. I couldn't remember that.
I mean, you can see, like, you know, average speeds there, 53 miles per hour, pretty damn fast. But you can see, like, between all the players, it's only, what, like a 7-second difference? Really showing that the Mashins showing they all deserve to be here.
Like I said, that was also one of our shorter courses, too, and I think the top time. Let's see if we can take a look at the, let's see if our observer camera will work with us here, and we can see the board one more time. It's in top speed as well, or the top time within this track.
You know, really putting them on the spot, aren't you?
Well,
hey, observers, why don't you show us the scoreboard here?
It's not even on them, I think, because I think they can only look at the players. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's basically if one of them gets close enough to the board where we can see it or not.
Well, you know, a big shout out to them as well in the back with us. They've been with us for the entire weekend.
That works, I guess. What are you doing up there?
Been doing a fantastic job. So we're going to be having our players load into the third race in just a second. We just have to have our admins tally the final results. And then we'll throw them into the arena once again here for our third race.
All right, so it looks like we are just getting some sorted in the game as well. Luckily for us, there's no technical issues, because if you are at home, there actually is a hard cutoff time today, as in, like, everyone has to be out of here by a certain time, and we're rapidly approaching that part, so knock on wood.
No, I think it's spectator view.
I don't know if you can, if that's going through the speakers. Okay, you heard it, okay. Yeah, well, I don't think this is wood, actually, so, but knock on something, because we're hoping that everything does hold on tight.
I wonder what it looks like.
I'm a little bit sad because, you know, we've seen some. I remember watching Katie actually stream and listening to the comms between. There's a lot of, you know, good trash talk between them.
Yeah.
There's also, you can hear just how hard this game is too. There's a lot of heavy breathing come into effect. I'm imagining in between, like, rounds are sitting there, you know, wiping their faces with towels. I believe Flush Gogo, as I just spoke about having no issues, might be having issues. I feel like a massive idiot.
We've got one player wearing jeans as well. That's brave.
Risky move.
That's brave in my opinion, right there, given what they got to do. Thankfully, their legs don't require too much movement here. It's mainly just the arms that are doing the work in this game, but still.
It reminds me of, you know, like Family Guy seeing Quagmire and how he learns about something and one arm's just massive. You know, they have massive arms and you have these tiny legs here. Since you have to pump them so frequently.
That's good. Dude, your desktop TV.
Yeah, it looks like Flush Gogo's having some problems here.
Yours are the first 3 letters of my last
name.
name.
Take a quick look
almost,
at him as well.
That's an L, not an I.
Yeah.
Once again, folks, we're going to be jumping into our next race as soon as we have it ready, and we're going to be having our admins jump in there, as you can see too. They're going to be heading over to Flush Gogo's setup right now, just to take a look in the event he is having issues, which I believe is the case. We're going to look to get him back in and ready for that third heat in just a minute or two here, hopefully.
So Blue,
what's good?
That's good. Goddamn. So, looking at something that
threw you off so much,
It
didn't
really
it?
did. When we casted Echo Arena, we had a moment where you talked about, a slam dunk, right?
Yeah.
And if you guys are unfamiliar with basketball, a slam dunk
We're
is
gonna
where
bring
you
this
take
up.
the basketball and you physically put it through the hoop, usually
Yeah.
ending with you hanging off the rim, right?
Yeah.
So now that we're into a racing game, I'm curious about what terminology you could use completely wrong yet again.
So I don't follow like any racing leagues.
Because you said he alley-ooped it, but he just shot it. Like, what can you throw me into this one?
I don't know many racing terms. I'm gonna be honest with you, like F1 and stuff like that. Like I don't know a lot of terms.
Me too.
Are we using the term heat correctly, by the way?
Probably not. No,
Is it-
yes.
I think
yes.
isn't a heat a sequence of races, or
You might be right.
so wouldn't it just be one heat and then
8 races.
8 races within that?
It
heat?
could
I
be.
could be wrong on this. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but
I can't because I don't know. Trust me, you know me. I would correct you if you're wrong. I just don't know.
we should look it up.
I'm gonna get
Go
on my
ahead, do it.
handy-dandy.
Just go ahead and Google. What is
Whoa.
a heat in racing?
What?
Or
is
your preferred
a
search
heat?
engine of choice.
Bing. And racing.
Let's see what we got.
No. Wait.
You're having trouble finding it there? I'm still trying to.
There's a. I don't know.
All right, guys. Well,
luckily we can take this time to look it up.
Well, guys, yeah, we are going to go to a quick break here real quick while we look at that technical issue and try to get back into the races as quickly
It's a single
as
race.
possible. Okay, so you were right then. We were using heat correctly. Stay with us, guys. We'll be right back with more action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. It's the VRL Season 2 Grand Finals, and we're jumping into our third race here now for Sprint Vector. We have to find our winner out of the 7 players. Unfortunately, one of our players was unable to make it to Oculus Connect, so we are down to 7 instead of 8 for this race, but it's been a competitive race so far, and I believe we actually have figured out who the leader is currently, Jason.
Yeah, it is desktop SD70K9.
Who is it actually? Let's get some
I
clarification.
don't know. I think it's actually Kaznaz.
Okay.
The #1 North American player, qualified, winning 7 out of the 8 races in first place. But it doesn't look like he's going to be in first place this time so far, having a little bit of a struggle off the bat. Not sure who this player is, but I can confirm that it is a player in this building. So I'm not wrong on that.
Within about 20 feet of our location, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. We know that. We know that for sure. But as the players are continuing, currently on the toxic planet for this
Nice use of the
race.
nitro, by the way, to get through that. Not getting slowed up at all. It's another nitro, if I'm not mistaken.
Get a little bit lucky there with the power-up, so that is the same player. But they're going to be continuing the race. We've got a bit of a tight closure between these two players here right now as they're wrapping around, using those higher parts of the track as well to keep themselves forward. Oh,
The Hornet Barrage coming in, catches him out.
really messing up one of our players. Was a mine thrown on the ground. I doubt that mine is going to have any effectiveness, though, right on the side of the track, and that's one of the, I think, activate on-hit mines, so probably won't be seeing that used too much.
A little bit sad, actually. I think they turned off communication in games, as in, like, we can't hear on the spectator PCs. I would have loved to have kept hearing that. I think you see Kaznaz here. I think he's got back to his lead. Look how fast he's getting around here, too, dodging away from those barrels.
Skipped a good part of one of the most annoying parts of that track, if I do say so myself, around those toxic barrels. I know I've messed up quite a few times, and we're actually going to see look like a little bit of a battle, maybe, or something like that. Either way, led to the player getting knocked out and had to go for a respawn at the previous checkpoint. And the finish coming in
I think
here.
he finished off, and then he turned around already.
Ah, that looks
Yeah,
like it
so
was.
Kaznaz, I think, taking another heat. That puts him up to 30 points, if I'm not mistaken. And more importantly, makes our admin's job a little bit easier. A lot bit easier. As they do obviously have to calculate who wins what points. But either way, I mean, the fact that you're here, even if you don't win, you still take home, in last place, $750.
Yeah,
Like, that's a good steak dinner
We've
for
got
me.
we've got an extra $500 sitting around, too, apparently, now that 8th place is
No,
in
we don't.
factor.
Not anymore. Nope.
Cards, man, you're doing good.
We'll have to see how that one's going to be.
Wait, let's listen. Let's listen.
Step me when we can start. Step me when we can start. All right, we can? Okay.
Oh, I like that.
I was hoping for more talking.
Yeah. For the sounds of it, it sounds like it's all just admin talk as they're getting ready to push forward. They're going to head into the 4th race pretty much immediately. And this will be our halfway point. So after this one, I think the players...
Nope.
No
break.
there's
no break.
no break. Okay,
Nope.
that's correct.
Something to do with time. Something to do with time here.
Not only that, but we just had about a good 5-10 minute
That
break
is
right
true.
there for
That is
technical
true. They
reasons.
had their
so-
break after the second round.
So we're going to give it to them through that. So it should be loading into the... well, actually, let's see. It looks like our observer is not in the race, but our players, I can see them now on the side. They are racing, so...
All right, so I've done this before. I have casted without, excuse me, seeing what's on the screen. Don't think I can do it this time, but look at that arm movement.
It's a good chance for us to show what exactly these guys are doing in real life too. You can see that some of them even will have like different strategies for different parts of the track. Where, yeah, that's the skiing method, as I like to call it, right there.
Skiing method.
The skiing method, right there.
Can we get on Kaznaz, who's the person who's won 3? There we go. Kaznaz right there.
Yeah.
Look at him.
So that is our
crowd's favorite, clearly.
So that is what we believe anyway, and we don't have this confirmed as of the previous race.
No, it is confirmed.
It is confirmed.
I'm confirming it.
So that is our
I'm head
current
admin now. Look at me. I'm the admin now.
So that is our current leader. Players, if I remember this track appropriately, I'm pretty sure they're about like halfway through the race right now.
I mean, we do have, I think, 2 spectators, and I'm hearing from our production team, we've lost them all. We lost them. They're gone.
It's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
Hate
So,
to see that.
you know, I think this player right here, I don't think he's actually in the lead, but he is flying along the slipstream at the moment. I think Kaznaz actually getting relatively close to finishing off, just past another checkpoint.
Take a look, see if he's able to close.
I even heard, I think a caller say, "Kill Kaz."
Kaz looks like, actually, I don't know if he's in front or not. I can see potentially 1 or 2 players sitting in front of him, so he may not be in the lead currently. He did just
I might have actually got killed off, and it got taken back to the last checkpoint. So maybe there's not a chance he'll finish first, but the race is still going strong.
No, I think he's in first. I think he caught up. He's able to push himself forward. As far as I can tell anyone, again, the monitor's about like 10 feet away from me, and it's like a 20-inch monitor, but I'm pretty sure he's got the lead currently because I can't see any other player indicators that would say he's in front of him. So he's got it, and he got second. So, but that's a
there we go.
Yeah,
look at that.
Nice.
They're spectating over the shoulder. Old school. There we go. We made it back in.
Yes, nice. All right, we've got our spectating capabilities restored once more, so we can take a look at the final moments of this race here. I think we're down only about 1 or 2 players still left in the actual race. I think they're close to the end here as well. In fact, I think it is just this one player we're waiting for.
Yeah, I think it is as well.
Yeah.
All right, well, another checkpoint, slipstream as well to get away. Eventually finish up. But the lucky thing is, like, even if you do finish last in one of the races, it's not that big of a deal because you can still make back a lot of points. The problem is Kaznaz, who's had 3 first-place finishes and a 2nd place now, is looking like easily the front runner at the moment. It comes down to who was at 2nd place in the other races.
So he stopped racing. I think his headset's off, judging from the...
Was that you? Yeah, okay, so apparently these controllers are busted.
Okay, so yeah, that was Flush, by the way. So yeah, it looks like he just got DNF'd anyway, so...
Yep, so that's Kaznaz. SKB6ORK. I don't know who the other one is, though. I haven't told this information.
STL27RD, I believe is who it is.
Oh yeah, I know him. Actually, I saw him in the qualifiers.
He's a good friend.
Yeah, him and I actually go to Vegas this week.
Who's starting the new lobby?
Okay, well, looks like Flush having a little chat with our admins here. Want to sort things out.
Are we leaving?
Yeah, go back to skate park. Don't quit out of sprint park.
All right, yes, they're gonna go back to the lobby and try to restart the race from there, from the sound of it. So we know who Flush is playing as. At least we've identified 2 of our players.
Yes, 2 or 7.
We've got 5 more to figure out.
I'm kind of happy now we don't have the 8th-player Stody here because that means it's an extra player we have to identify.
Yeah, just makes things a bit more complex, you know. We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need that in our lives right now. It's a very relaxed, relaxed stream. There's your Barnaby Jones right there.
He's getting himself.
Great name.
He's navigating the menus right now. Oh, he might have heard us. He was taking a peek, maybe.
What are you talking about? They cannot hear through those.
Yeah, never mind. He didn't hear us.
headphones.
I lied. So we're once again, folks, just waiting for our lobby to be reset here really quickly. I think they're...
Well, you know what we're going to do here, Blue?
What are we going to do?
Since, unfortunately, we don't know what's happening with Flush Go-Go, we're going to have to go to a break.
Go.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again, currently still restoring our lobby as far as I can see here. We're slowly getting more and more players into it.
But Blue, don't worry. I got some information for you.
What do you got?
So I have standings for people who want to see it. Does anyone in the audience want to hear about standings? There we go. We got some loyal people here. So we got Kaznaz in first place with 38 points. We got Precision in second place with 29 points. We got Barnaby Jones in third at 27. Codsworthless at 26 in fourth. Katie Dead in fifth with 20. Derville in sixth with 17. Flush Go-Go in seventh with 15. And this guy, I swear, doesn't even want to finish a game. Stody all the way in England right now with 0 points in dead last place. I think he actually wins the 500 bucks. So I don't think we get to split it between us. Yeah, a little unfortunate. But that's a little quick update for you guys.
There we go.
And we were told that the race was started already, but clearly, as you see on the screen, someone lied to us.
I'm going to count real quick. I think we have everyone in. I think there's 7.
I do see 7.
I think there's 7. Don't race off the screen, please. You'll just make this more difficult. There we go. They're loading into the next race.
Okay, so into our 5th heat, past the halfway point here, Blue. Now let me have you break this down. Do you think Kaznaz has what it takes to close this out?
Yes. And I won't add anything else to that.
No,
point.
that was good analysis. That's all we needed to hear here.
I keep it short and
At
sweet.
OC5.
You know? All right.
Short and sweet, just like how tall you are in real life. I called you sweet. I mean, you know, it's kind of nice.
Give
Going
and
on to
take,
Winter
you know?
Rush.
Give and take.
Actually, one of our easiest maps, funny enough. It's a 1-star difficulty. And I would imagine we see most players finish at relatively the same time. But again, look how far Kaznaz already is in front of the pack.
He's got such a good start off as well, just to get himself at max speed and keep him fully redded out on his speed meter right there. So he's going to continue to push. Oh, nice little mine goes down onto the ground as well. Slows down 3 of our players, and it's definitely going to serve to push ahead the front group.
I just heard a grunt there for a second. Yeah, we saw you see Flush Go there being passed up by someone with overdrive, trying to get ahead of him.
Oh, there's a shortcut coming in. I think that's Flush once again playing as our rock monster.
Now Flush is the purple one, purple trail.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, did he change character then?
No.
Maybe the colors changed because they did redo the lobby.
Oh, well, I am colorblind, so I probably shouldn't be casting a game like this, right? That makes things a little bit difficult. Because I don't know what purple looks like.
Well, either way, our players are moving through. This should be a pretty quick track, by the way, guys. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're getting close to the end here already now, since this is one of the starting tracks. I'm pretty sure I've seen records on this. Granted, those have been solo races, but I've seen records on this one where people have done it in under a minute. So
Let's see where everyone else is. Like about how far away they are. I would imagine like plus or minus 4 seconds from where we were just looking. Obviously, we're starting to get to the point, especially with the points, that, you know, every finish does matter, especially placing. There we go. See Kaznaz there.
this is the last leg as well for the players that are in the front. They're going to be coming up on the finish line here any moment. And if that is Flush, he's looking like he might have himself a good spot at the head of the pack, but not the very front, as we did see, as I think that was Kaznaz finishing first once again in this race.
Yeah, there's the grunt there. I heard it. He hit a tree. It's the worst thing to happen. This is the worst timeline for that player. You see Flush Go there. Gonna go for the finish. And it looks like, yeah, it was him. All right, so that is Flush Go, indeed, with the purple color, which I imagine looks pretty.
It is actually purple, so you got that right away.
I'm actually not colorblind, but...
oh, wait.
No, I'm not colorblind. All right, so Kaznaz in first place.
Got so many last places.
And that's all I can tell you, because that's all I know.
Flush got second.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, Flush, I'm pretty sure got second.
Just like it did in Unspoken. What? What's wrong with that? It was literally just saying he got second in that, he got second here. Like, come on. Makes more money off that tournament than I make in like a week or a month. A couple of months.
Are you struggling there? You all right?
Yeah, you see the free food here. I actually loaded up my backpack.
Did
so
you?
I could bring
Did
it
you?
back with me to Germany and live off that for a couple months.
Stow some stuff away instead of having to pay for the airport food, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, hey, with how much expensive that is.
Yeah.
We're moving into Heat 6 in a few seconds. We're pretty much coming to the final actual races here. I don't know what the updated standings are, but I can tell you that I believe Kaznaz...
No time for them.
They
We're
went
going
from
into the
38 to 48 points, and Flush Go in second. The thing is, with Flush Go is getting second, it prevents Precision, who's in second place at the moment, who is down 9 points, from closing that gap.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
it makes it nigh impossible now for him to get back in unless he somehow is able to take first in some of these last 3 heats. We are into the next race, and as usual, they're going to start off relatively close. We'll try to take a look at our front runners. As I'm sure you guys have seen, there's plenty of hazards on these tracks too, and obviously the most obvious ones you can see here are the cones of fire and the spikes that are going to...
I like to call it a pillar. Does a pillar have to be standing for it to be a pillar?
I think it has to be like a support structure, I would say, maybe.
Don't be like this.
If we're going to go with the
Don't be like
architectural
this.
definition of it.
Kaznaz actually not in first place, going to be trailing in second at the moment behind the player in blue.
Got a pretty big group of players still staying relatively close to each other. And it looks like we've got Flush with a pretty solid lead for himself
not
getting
Flush.
established.
Flush is purple. Flush is purple.
But it's his character.
That's orange.
Wait, are there
That's
two
Flush.
players?
That's
oh,
Flush,
oh, there's
yes.
2 people playing that character
Yes.
now. Someone changed character on
There's
us.
not one hero limit in this game. They're laughing with us, not at you, Blue. Don't worry. Don't worry, man. I'll beat them up for you if they laugh at you. No one laughs at my babe. All right, so as we see the progress come in, I would imagine Kaz is still battling for first and second place. Again, that's going to be very crucial. You can see him now on your screen. He's got one person in hot toe behind him with the cyan color. Trying to get around that corner, trying to actually catch up in this distance. These items going to be very important. Actually, Kaz is in second place, trying to dodge those pillars of flame.
A lot of rockets coming in, however, on our front runners, so I don't know if they're going to be able to stay in that position for too much longer. We're entering some of the last phases of the track here as well, so our players have got to try to get towards the front soon, as otherwise, well, they're going to find themselves in a low placing position here.
So what do you call that? Is that a giant pillar of flames, or is that tornado?
I think that's a tornado at that point, given the size of it, because otherwise we would call tornadoes pillars, and that would just be really weird.
God damn it, Blue. This is why I can't cast with you anymore. Here we go. The finish comes in. Flush Go-Go. You're actually going to pass one player at the very end. Kaza is not going to get that first place, or at least it doesn't look like he was able to pick that one up. So now, potentially going to see the thing open up wide open in standings. Hopefully, the admins can text me another message. Hey, they did. I literally read my mind. All right. So, Kaza in first place with 46. Who do you think's in second, guys? You guys are all wrong. You guys are all wrong. It's Precision at 39 points. Barnaby Jones in third at 34. Cod's Worthless at 31. Flush Go-Go. Okay, wait, is this updated? Yeah, it is updated, but Flush Go-Go only at 15 points at the moment, 7th. He's not last technically, but he is.
But technically he is also. That definition goes both ways, unfortunately.
Yeah. That was after map 5, so I didn't include this one, obviously.
Yeah.
You can see, though, I mean, Kaza's face, like, he's getting exhausted. Like, to do this many heats back to back to back to back to back to back, it really wears you out.
Oh yeah, your hands are like stuck like
Right.
There you go. It's fine.
It does it all the time. Apparently.
We're heading into our 7th race now. We've only got 2 more tracks to go here, folks. So we're going to start things off on a lake of ice as our players will race into the main portion of the track.
It's not really a lake. It's more of like a river, if we're going to get technical here, Blue.
Shut up. So they're going to continue moving on, and you can see this is actually, I believe, one of our previous tracks before, but basically like a mirrored version of it. So it's going to start from the, or a reversed version of it, I should say.
3-star difficulty, though.
Yeah.
You gotta keep in mind. But obviously, you know, when you're playing this, the thing is we have to keep in mind, like, you play these maps so many times, these races so many times, but like one little misstep, like one little like ounce of speed that you had in a previous try that you don't have this time, it completely changed your game plan. You have to be able to adapt on the fly, and that's where you're seeing like the best players come in.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to continue to see our players racing around. A lot of them taking good use of the shortcuts here too. They're going to be able to launch themselves a little bit further along the track, but with everyone using it, sadly the advantage goes away relatively quickly. I think I didn't catch the message, but I got a little bit of banter between some of our players as they're continuing on the race. Bit of a nitro boost coming onto that guy as well.
It's nice timing of it too. Doesn't get slowed up here, so as he's able to make his way through the field that will hinder him as we get around the corner to the checkpoints. The area getting very tight actually. Kaznaz looks like he is well in first place.
Oh.
Drop another one behind him, trying to keep anyone away from that. He's going to look to overthrow his position. And you can see just how far away the player was, too, in second place.
See as well here, a lot of the obstacles going to be coming in towards the end of the track. In fact, it has knocked one of our players out. So we'll change perspective. Oh, that player almost nearly getting taken down, too. He did get hit by the spikes. Thankfully, he hadn't taken damage from anything else. But at the end of the track, I believe we did have Kaznaz finishing first again. We'll get confirmation on that in a second. As for the rest, well, we'll have to wait on that.
All right, after map 6, the standings are, oh wow, Kaznaz in first place with 51, Precision in second with 49.
Oh, so it's a tight race then.
It's a very tight race. Third place is 38 with Cods, Barnaby in fourth place at 37, so there's still a close gap actually happening between like the third and 7th player.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see how exactly this last race changes up our standings.
Yeah.
And even this recent race as well, as obviously we don't have the updated standings from that one.
Yeah,
I believe with Kaznaz finishing first, he's still safe to hold his position. But for our second through like 4th positions, that's still all up for grabs.
Well,
here.
if Precision, I want to know does anyone know what color Precision is? Because if whatever color he is, if he comes in first, there's a good chance he actually could pass. He's going to get 2 points difference in that. He's only down by 2 points. We could have a tie for first place, Blue.
And then we'll have to figure out how that is figured out as well. But here we go, guys, into the final heat, into the final race of this tournament now. The winner coming out of this one may be our victor. We'll actually have to wait and see on that once we get the point totals. But let's take a look how this start of the race is faring out for most of our players. And more important, let's try to see where Kaznaz is at, because we've seen him obviously shooting out ahead at a lot of these races, and I'm curious to see if that has stayed true in the final race.
I mean, it's going to come down to that, right? Where him and Precision are to take that first place spot. If it's Kaz that's a second, Precision in first, we're going to have a tie between the two, and we have to do 16 more heats after that. I actually have no idea what happens in that one. You can see there, Flush Go with the purple. Going to be looking to obviously progress further here. I still want to know where Kaznaz is. It looks like he's actually not going to be in first. Nope, there he is.
Yeah, right in first.
Thanks, man. Yeah, right in first. But again, Precision, I would imagine, going to be in close second. He's got to pass him up here to have a chance to tie things and hope that Kaznaz falls away from first place and hopefully falls away from second.
Pretty split up pack here too amongst all of our players. They're now entering some of the final phases of the track here. They're going to continue to race as everyone's just trying to catch up to Kaznaz at this point. A lot of speed. Once you see those models starting to even phase through the grip streams a little bit there, it even turns into we can even see that just how fast some of those players are going as well. The game might not even be able to keep up with it at that point, but we can confirm again that Kaznaz still has a leading position. We're just going to have to wait and see if he can hold on to it going into the very end of the track.
I would imagine you should be able to with what's already been happening so far. Looks like it's actually finished already, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard a cheer, so
And looking at the updated rankings from Map 7, he was ahead by well beyond 2 points. And Kaznaz is going to be your victor here. First place, the VR League Season 2 Sprint Vector Finals.
And big congratulations to him. He's going to be taking home the first place pot, along with all the glory that goes with it.
He gets $3 grand in his pocket. He gets $3 grand. So. Drinks are on him, by the way.
Not only
if you're old enough for Coca-Cola.
Not only that, but he's going to be taking home another one of those glorious VRL trophies that we've got standing by, and you folks at home are going to be seeing that in just a second.
Someone's got to tell him he won, though. That'd be great if someone went up to him right now to let him know, to tap, hey, Blue, hey, Kaznaz, you won $3 grand.
No, what? Oh my God. That was my reaction.
That was good. It was good. It was good. We actually can see him right now. I think he's being informed that he won the money. I think he already knows, though. Let's be honest. He was in first place. I think it's 7 out of 8 heats.
And he was well ahead in some of those heats as well. So I think he knew he had a pretty good advantage going for himself throughout the course of that series.
All right, well, you know it's great. We get to go to Gina Teresa to hear what he has to say.
He did not know he won until literally right now. So, so congratulations. Are you like, you haven't really had time to even process the fact that you won. Okay, so really quick, what was it like knowing what the stakes were like with all the technical glitches? How in your head were you?
I was way too far. I missed usually I can get half of the Stody hops, and I probably got 10 to 15% that time. That's trademark, yeah. So it was definitely a lot different being up on a stage and everything. Oh yeah, a shout out to, first of all, my parents. Yeah. And Initio Gaming, the sponsor. Yeah.
All right, well, you know what? We have to call, thank you everybody here at Oculus who let us kind of keep the stage. But congratulations to you, Kaznaz, and have fun. We will catch up with you, I'm sure, after this at the party, and when everybody's hanging out. I've got to let you guys go. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Thank you to all of our sponsors, to the casters, to the